Welcome to the Women's Nest. Today is December 30th, and our reading today. No matter what happens, I must get on with my life. Ruth Humlecker. Life is full of uncertainties. People we love come and go. Opportunities knock and then disappear. Jobs sour and goals become unachievable. We are forever adjusting to the unexpected. There are no conspiracy against us. It may feel that way when we are overwhelmed by or unprepared for a crisis, but there is a plan for us, and it fits only us. The most productive lesson we can learn is to trust that this is so. We can learn to appreciate every experience for the part it plays in our lives. Our lives continue to unfold. Each day brings us closer to the woman we are destined to be. Let's get on with that. No matter what happens, I am in good hands. My course has been set. I'll look for the good in all of today. Yeah. There's no conspiracies against us. There were times in my life that I thought the world was against me, that I was handed a shit card, shit life, and I just had to grin and bear it, which may be true. But all of those things that happened, not to me, but around me, I had a really good friend tell me that. Things don't happen to her, they happen around her. And that really resonates today. It didn't many years ago. But to think that the world is a conspiracy against me is really something I have to remember. Everything that I've gone through in my life has been for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Right? That's how we acknowledge if people come into our lives. And again, is it for a reason? The reason could be I want to attain what they have, or I don't want to be like XYZ. A season, it could be a portion of my life, when I needed certain people at that point in my life, they showed up. And then you have the people who are in your life for a lifetime. And I don't think we know if they're going to be in our life for a lifetime when they introduce themselves. But I can think of one person. I used to call them my son's other parents. And, we were friends. We, partied. But like when I was in transition of like buying my house and we stayed with them for a little while. And the years prior, like I never would have expected that to be what that relationship became. And then, they really supported and helped me stand up when I couldn't stand for myself. When my whole world was crumbling around me and I was in survival mode. And now my life is a lot different than it was. And they have a youngin', and like I get to enjoy their youngin' do the things that mine used to do, right? Play baseball, things like that. And right, I didn't know if when that relationship started with them, if it was a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And in my 43rd year on this earth, and knowing them for the better half of almost 20 years, I can say most likely a lifetime. And there's been trials throughout that relationship, and the connection. We don't talk every day anymore, but the connection's still there. And that's important for me. So, like, perfect example, like our lives continue on to unfold. Would I, I say this to that person all the time. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not there for you like you were for me and my son. And they say, you are there for us. It's just we're different people now. And like that makes me feel really good. It's again not a transactional relationship. It's not like you went to 10 baseball games and I've only been to 7 and we're making sure the scoreboard comes to a 50-50 split. That's not what this relationship is. And I had to remind myself that's not how that relationship is. But no matter what happens, I am in good hands. My course has already been set. I'll look for the good in all today. So, heard the saying, like, make the dash count, right? You're born with you're given 2 dates, your birth date and your death date. And this is my perspective. And I only know when one of them was. I don't know when the other one will happen. But to make the dash count. And, for a long time I thought making the dash count was like doing wild and crazy stuff. And while those are good stories to be told, I've crowd surfed at the Brockton Fair. Dropkick Murphys were there, and like that's a checkbox, right? That was a bucket list item that I didn't know I needed. I went skydiving. That was a bucket list item I will never do again. But I'm making the journey. I'm making the dash count. Today the dash counts and looks a little bit different than it did before. My dash now means giving when I can give. Not financially, right? Like that's great if I could give financially, but that's not what I mean, give when I can give. Give my time. My phone was ringing during this, and it's someone that, I talk to a few times a week. I give my time. And, my time has no dollar amount, but it's priceless, right? Like, as women, like, our time is valuable. We are a valuable resource, right? We're like, diamonds. Like, you just have to, we're beautiful things when we're put under pressure. Sorry. But right, like, I'm a I'm a person who, my dash today is about giving what I can give. And that's not giving my checking and savings account away. It's giving pieces of me away and helping, right? That to me right now is the biggest point of making my dash count. So maybe I'll leave that with you guys today. Like, what are you doing with your dash, right? What are you doing from the day you were born till whenever your last day here is? How are you making your dash count? Again, this is in the infancy stages, but most of you, if you're watching this, have my number. Like, shoot me a text, let me know. In the community page, write something, and I'd like to reflect on those on like a weekend stream. I'm really excited. There's a young lady who is a family member. She wanted to be a part of this community. She reached out to me and said, I love what you're doing. And I asked her if she would want to come on and have a conversation, and she said yes. And she just texted me with her idea, and I love it. I love it. It's totally not what I thought she would want to talk about. Well, let me phrase that. She didn't bring up what I thought she should talk about, right? But it's really cool, right? Young lady, Great idea. Really excited. So yeah, let's keep this community growing and going. All right, talk to you soon. Take care.